And so next, let's talk about revision as it relates to the four stages of the vision wheel, okay? When you first get an idea, it's a skeleton of the real idea, okay? So some people think that the idea that you start with is the idea that you end with, and that's not true, okay? Normally, that's not true. The vision that God has for you is so big that if He would show you that all at the same time, it would blow your mind. And so God doesn't give you the full picture of what you're supposed to do. He gives it to us in doses. That's why we get a year after year, we get a day after day, we get an hour after hour, so that each moment reveals to us something new, something greater, so that we can add to it and learn and grow. So after you have written down your vision and you've taken the time and you have envisioned it by becoming a part of it, by becoming part of the experience, and you have resisted the vision, now you have to do one more thing. You have to do what is called revision, okay? Successful people are the ones who write down the vision first. But the power is not in just writing down your vision. The power is in you being able to revise that vision, okay? Because the vision is never clear enough in the first place. So there is power in revision because you are learning more things. And as you learn more things, you can apply newer things to your vision, okay? Here's an example. When I started out, my vision was to be a software engineer. I wanted to be a software engineer in the United States of America. Okay? That was it. Now, I may look at that as an ambition now, because at that time, I didn't understand what vision was, but it was enough to get me started. Okay? So a vision is just supposed to have enough clarity to help you to desire it and to get you started on your way. So here's what I did. I started doing some research of how could I become a software engineer in the United States of America. So I found myself one day at a Red Cross voluntary meeting, and I was volunteering there, and I happened to be the only kid from the neighborhood who was volunteering. There I saw 4 other guys, and guess what? The first one was from Australia. The next one was from United Kingdom. The third one was from Canada, and the fourth one was from the United States. And we became friends. And they began to show me and discuss with me what it was like where they came from. Now, keep in mind, my desire, my vision was to go to the United States. So I was asking them a lot of questions about how that works. Well, I was also a local representative for them because they had never been to Africa. So they began to learn through me what Africa was about, what our customs were about, how to be able to get around safely, what foods to eat, all those things that they didn't know. It was like an even exchange. So as I began to learn more about the United States and about the United Kingdom, I learned how to be able to stay away from student loans. I learned what degrees to study for. I learned what things to avoid, what neighborhoods to avoid when I got there. What was I doing? I was learning more and researching more about vision. My brainchild was to be in the United States and study computer science. But I was now learning what it takes to be on the ground, what it costs to actually be in the schools, what it costs to go to college, how to be able to avoid certain things like student loans. Now, what was I doing? I was growing my vision. I was writing those things down in my journal. Well, guess what? When I went back and looked at my journal and revised what I had written initially, my initial vision was just this. I want to study in the United States of America and become a software engineer. Now that I was back, I had a whole new list of things that I was going to do when I got there because my vision had expanded. What am I saying? I'm saying in order for your vision to grow, Vision is not where you stop. Vision is where you start. And then you write it down. And when you've written it down, you start walking in it. That means you're envisioning it. And then the third thing is then you resist division, because many things are going to test your vision so that you can separate from it, so that you can be divided from it. And then the fourth thing is going to be revision, because you're going to continuously learn. You're going to continuously grow. And as you learn and grow, you're going to see that what you started with and what you end up with are going to be two completely different things, which is why you have to remain open to still be learning and growing. That's why I said it's your brainchild. It's a vision of the mind, a function of the mind. And what do we know about your brainchild? Is that children grow. So your vision is going to start to grow. And then when it's growing, you have to continually revise it. One thing I've learned in engineering and working as a software engineer is that you're always working in terms of you understand what the requirement is, and then you apply what you learn about the requirement and what needs to be changed in order for it to function efficiently. And then the third thing is you will make a mistake. You will fail in the process of your application or your coding or whatever it is that you're doing as an engineer. And then when you have failed, you study to understand where you have failed, and then you apply the new ideas of what you've understood from that failure so that you can re-enter, which would be the process of revision, okay? And so we have come to a place where we've understood all four stages of what the vision wheel is about. And I hope that this helps, because I want you to see that every vision will be tested for authenticity, but every vision will have to go through the four stages in order for it to fully manifest. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is going to bring all these four things together next.